Hi guys, welcome back. It's Chrissy the Crystal Indigo, and I am here with your twin flame energy update for the Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine. Now, again, if you like the video, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And if you would like to book a reading with me, um, they are very affordable. You can look at that information in the description box. I want to give a shout out to Miss Pina. She had a reading with me. I did her reading via video, and I sent it via her email, and she was just blown away at the fact that I did not need names, I did not need birth dates or anything like that, and I was able to really speak to her situation. And she also heard some of the things that I mentioned from another reader as well, and she would like for me to continue, like, give her information, updates, and stuff like that. She sent me a follow-up email, and I will be getting back to her tomorrow. I do have a job like everyone else, but hopefully, and well, not hopefully, but I am putting out into the universe that I can live my life path and purpose full time, because I know this is part of it. Again, I know you're going to hear the background noise, and remember, I told you guys about the iPad that I want to get because it doesn't have a fan, and my computer, the fan goes really loud, so that's why you hear like the staticky kind of noise in my videos. So I am hoping to get that really soon. For energy exchange or energy donations, if you're awakened or you've been on your spiritual path, then you know what I'm talking about, because doing this work you can become really depleted, especially if the energies are really heavy. So I left that information in the description box as well. And like I said, whatever you offer, whatever your energy exchanges, I am grateful for whatever. I'm getting that iPad for you guys. I only use my laptop to do these readings for you guys, and also like respond back via email when I have clients and stuff like that, or if they have questions, because a lot of you have been writing me just asking me questions about the spiritual journey with the twin flame, or your tarot reading update for the month, your horoscope. So with that being said, let's get into the energy update for the weekend for the Divine Feminine and Masculine Twin Flame journey. So the first row is Divine Feminine, the second row is Divine Masculine. This stack here from we have the Twin Flame messages. We have the Twin Flame messages by Mystic Moon. I'm also using her Twin Flame, like the Mystic Moon Oracle deck. So this is her Mystic Moon, like Twin Flame Oracle deck. That's what I like to call it, because it's really about the Twin Flame journey. And then I have the Lightworkers Oracle by Alana Fairchild. And then I have the Romance Angels Oracle by Doreen Virtue. And with that being said, let me dive right into the reading. So for the Divine Feminine, the first card came out was the Union. Okay, and I feel like this card came out because this is what's really on your mind at this moment as the energies start to shift. You're really thinking about union, and also like you're really, with the shifts, like you have these up and down emotions. Like sometimes you're happy, sometimes you're sad, sometimes you're feeling really like tense energy. And I feel like with this connection that like when your Divine Masculine or Divine Feminine is feeling something or feeling a type of way, we feel that same energy. And sometimes we have to call on, Archangel Michael, for example, to step in and just say, send my twin flame like love and light. Please protect me today. Please don't allow me to give into the triggers, even though sometimes those triggers are important for, our growth and realizing that we have much more to heal. For the second card that came out was refocus. Like, yes, you're thinking about this union, but Divine wants you to refocus and know that, your self-worth, your self-health, your self-development is like what is needed to really be focused on right now. And also refocus on what this journey is really about. It's not about you finding like your happily ever after. It's about you becoming one, and your divine masculine or feminine becoming one, and you guys get on your soul work and your soul mission together, because you guys were brought together, and divinely this whole thing has been planned before you even, step back. And I say step back because, we all have past lives, and into the 3D of what we're in now. The next card that came out was again, reinvention. So divine feminine, I feel like, is going through a huge transformation. Excuse me. I don't think too much of an awakening, because the divine feminine is already woke. So right now, I believe that, because I'm going through the same thing, that you're being reinvented, you're refocusing, you're really getting down to like what this union is about. And I'm pretty sure a few of you, like within a couple days, was just like, you know what, I'm going to write my divine masculine. I'm going to tell my divine masculine, like, look, I am done with this. Like, if you don't want to understand the journey, if you don't believe in the things I say, if you don't believe what has been shown to me, then fine, figure it out on your own. But I need to be loved. I need to, not to say be loved as if you don't love yourself, but you know what you want. You're missing, being kissed. You're missing being hugged. You're missing dates. You're missing, just that unconditional feeling. You know what I mean? So with you, divine feminine, you're at that point where you're just going through a whole transformation, and it's like you're going to get to that point where if your divine masculine is ready to catch up, okay. If not, then you got things you need to do with your life and places that you want to go. Again, here you have free will for the next card that came out. We all have free will, and even though we as divine feminine know what this connection is, we know what we see with our spiritual gifts, it's not that easy for the divine masculine to be like, okay, you see that, then let's do it, because we all have free will. We all have other things that plays a part in that, whether it be karmic situations, whether it be distance, that you and your twin don't live in the same state or country, whether it be your twin needs more work. You have to realize that you love yourself, even if if this connection isn't what it is. But we're all, no matter what, you and your divine masculine, divine feminine will always be united as one. You're always going to feel each other. You're always going to have those emotions. You're always going to come back to each other. And it comes in cycles. Like, for example, my twin flame and I, like, our cycles are in threes. This is a 3 energetic year. And so it all started to make sense. So pay attention to the signs. Like today I was getting on the train, and I looked up and watched each train, look for each train's time. And, each train that was leaving, one said 7, the other one said 7, the other one said 7. I'm like, oh, okay, angel number 777. So I looked it up, and it blew me away, because it was all about what I'm going through with my transformation, and where the divine, in my heavenly counsel is leading me. So you have to really look around and pay attention to what your angels, spirit guides are trying to guide you towards. Let me see, where am I? Almost lost my flow there. Okay, so for divine masculine, the first card came out is twin flame, and I understand, and I do feel that the divine masculine is silent right now. The divine masculine is not saying anything for those that are in separation, because the divine masculine has finally realized that, oh my God, like, I'm getting these dreams, I'm seeing these numbers, I hear someone speaking to me, and it's relating to the situation that I'm going through with this person, like what is happening to me. And then, like, I feel like with your divine masculine, like, they're hearing this twin flame, divine feminine, divine masculine kind of information, so they're going to go look it up. And when they're looking it up, they're starting to realize, like, oh my God, like, this is what we've been going through. Like, this is what's been happening, in my situation. So you have to let the divine masculine come to their realization on their own. You really can't force it, because it just pushes your union that much, further back. Okay? So divine masculine is patient. So right now, divine masculine is not speaking out. Divine masculine is not saying anything. Divine masculine is not showing their emotions, because they feel like they need to be patient. They need to really figure this out. And you might have a divine masculine that's really, logical, like, somewhat of a Libra, for example. Like, they really think every detail through over and over again. They just don't jump and make decisions. Unless, like, their moon is something else, and their Venus is something else, and their rising is something else. But if they're strong Libra, like, they're going to take, this is just for an example, they're going to take the time to look at every piece of information and then come to their decision on their own. But again, Divine is protecting this connection. The angels are protecting this connection, because right now we're in that era where all of us are rising. All of us little spirituals or indigos, crystals, star seeds, what the terms are. We're all here right now, and we're shifting the universe to a different direction. And now you notice, like, you see people on the train or walking in the streets, and everybody's wearing crystals and like stuff like that, or the crystal store is like packed. No one's afraid to be their authentic true self anymore. This is what we've been waiting for. This is what the divine has been waiting for us to speak up, for us to stand out, for us to be who we are. And throw away the concept of, like, oh, if you read cards, like, oh, you're bad. Oh, if you know how to foresee things, like, you're worshiping the devil, or like things like that. Like, that's not, it doesn't work anymore. And like, my family is originally from the South, and so it's funny when, like, you hear one of the Southerners say, like, yeah, that girl over there, yeah, she be reading them cards. And so I just laugh, but not pertaining to me, but just this how they speak. And so I'm glad that I have my family members that accept me as I am. Like, I thought it was really cool the other day that my cousin called me and was like, hey, like, this happened to me, like, what do you think about it? And I felt so good, because I was like, finally, like, I'm not looked at as the weirdo, or like, she's a little off. And I was able to support her and give her that advice. And like, now I think it's so cool. Like, she calls me and she's like, yeah, I've been looking for, a place to get my Reiki done. And, and I'm just like, so like humbled and so, blessed inside that I, wasn't able to be like afraid to just open up to her and just be like, what, this is what's been going on with me my whole life. And, here. And I was accepted with open arms. So with that, I will always have a special place for a person like that, whether it's, family or friend. Because it's like, you accept me for who I am, and you don't judge me, and you don't look at me weird, and you don't, and you support me on my journey. You know what? Let's rock out. Like, this is what we need. More people helping people, more love to, get and give love. So the next card that came out for Divine Masculine is Soulmate. All right, so like, this could be either two ways. Like, your Divine Masculine could be caught in a situation where he or she found their twin flame, and he or she has a soulmate. So this is something that's really the tip of the iceberg. And I remember seeing another video where they was like, this is, Divine Masculine, which one do I choose, twin flame or soulmate? And that does come up sometimes, and that's when things get really tricky. And it's not always about the karmic. Like, like soulmate and twin flame have, a little bit of similarities. So your person could be like trapped, like, oh my God, like, what do? I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to let anybody down. Even thought about, like, maybe I could just forget both of them altogether and I won't have to think about it, and, it could be in the past. But because this is divinely guided, your twin flame, your Divine Masculine cannot do that. And that's what the Divine Masculine is going to start to, realize. Like, I cannot cut this out. I cannot turn this off. And like I said in my other video, when you are chosen, you are chosen. It's going to ride the wave with you until you say, I surrender. And those of you who know what I'm speaking of, hit like. The next card that came out is forgiveness. Yes, Divine Masculine knows that, like, he has put his Divine Feminine through the ringer. And, like, that's something that Divine Masculine is really scared to face right now. Like, he can't face the fact that, like, when I look into, my Divine Feminine's eyes, I know the things I've done. I know the heartbreak that I've caused. I know the things that I've done wrong. And I don't know if I'm ready to, admit my wrongs, admit my faults. But if you notice, when you start to have these dreams, when you start to meet in 5D, your Divine Masculine is always telling you, like, inspirational things. Like, for example, myself and my Divine Masculine was in separation, and my Divine Masculine just popped up, and it was because I had, like, a death in my family. And it was crazy because that was the first time I actually heard my Divine Masculine speaking in, in my vision, like, in 5D. And my Divine Masculine was like, you may think I'm not here, but I am, and everything is going to be okay, okay? And like, even though we were in separation, like I woke up and I was like so happy and my heart filled with joy. And then I reached out to my divine masculine and I was just like, this is what happened, da, 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 and was straight ghosted for like 2 days. So it's like, you may know what this connection is, but your divine masculine is not there yet to understand every aspect of this twin flame journey. You know what I mean? So you have to break through the egos. You have to break through what you were taught growing up. You have to break through what society wants you to believe in, and you have to start going within and knowing what you know yourself, what's the divine masculine, and what's being um, channeled down to you. The next card I'm gonna pull for you is the overall energy for both divine feminine and divine masculine. Wow, divine timing. So again, like I said, this connection is being protected by the angels. This connection is being protected by the divine. You guys were brought to each other. Like, for example, my divine masculine and myself, I lived in a total different city. Like, I'm from Chicago, um, and ended up in New York. Never would have thought that, for one, I would be so in love, like, with a guy. Let's just keep it above. And he just blew me away. Like, the moment we met face to face, my soul almost leaped out my chest and was like, hey, I remember you. And I remember that feeling. And I didn't even know what it was, because at that moment, I was not fully awakened. I had one tarot deck, 4 crystals, and I kept them, 2 in each bra. And I forgot to hide my tarot deck when my divine masculine came into my room, so I just kept it there. But I didn't even notice, like, if my divine masculine looked at the deck or anything like that. And I remember when my crystals had fell out my bra, because we were like doing a little something, something, just keeping it real. We're all grown here, right? And I freaked out and I was like, my crystals. And my divine masculine just looked at me and like pointed to the bed and was like, didn't say a word, when he just pointed like and so I grabbed them and put them back in my bra, and like we just sat there and just was giggling and like talking, and didn't even bring them back up, like, the crystals. And so when I think of stuff like that, I'm just like, wow. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like no judgment passed or like anything like that. It was just like, yeah, you're talking about those things, like, so I'm open to share like these stories with you guys, because it helps. And then, like, even though you're going through separation, like the humor, the even though you have times where you're like, how can you betray me? This is your twin flame when they've done the worst. And it's not you being stupid or naive, but they've done the worst. And you still have that unconditional love. And not once do you try to, show up at the house, break the windows out, or like, try to, get them arrested, or like anything that's like low vibrational. You choose to move differently because you really unconditionally love this person, right? So divine timing is at play for this collective here, for the twin flame journey. The next card that came out, the divine feminine's message to the divine masculine. So here we go. I feel badly for the way that I treated you. You didn't deserve that. With that card, I feel like that's the energy from divine feminine and divine masculine, meaning that the divine feminine is thinking like, how could you treat me this way? Like, how could you hurt me? And maybe divine feminine, how we channel, like, when we need to see, them be better, them be right, we'll start to channel when we're communicating to them. And it's really so much of like getting the downloads, and you're telling them, like, even you'll bring up like past childhood wounds or things that happen that they like are like, wow, like this is what I've been hiding all along, So that's what I feel when I get that card that came out. And then the next card that came out is your words linger in my mind. And I'm pretty sure with the connection, like, you both have said some things that you're like, man, like, I shouldn't even said that to, him or her. Like, at the moment, I know I was frustrated, I know I was heated, but you don't talk to someone, regardless of what happened, when you love them. regardless, right? The next message that came out is, I've looked you up online to see what you've been up to. Yes, the divine feminine is always looking up divine masculine online, to make, like, to see if he's okay, like, and then also when she's in that low vibration, and you all can hit the like after I say this, when she's in that low vibration, she wants to know, like, okay, if I'm writing you, if I'm calling you, if I'm trying to reach out and you're not reaching out to me, like, are you online entertaining other, you know, people? Because if that's the case, like, when in that low, we're speaking in the low vibration, divine feminine is just like, so if this is really a connection, then how are you acting this way? You understand what I'm saying? The next card that came out is, you've been in my dreams. Yeah, you're showing up in the dreams, the energy shifts that happened. And let me give you a secret, like, let me tell you a secret. When you are really open and your heart chakras open, you can tell yourself, like, to your divine masculine, I want you to communicate with me, sorry. Or you can ask your angels, like, allow my divine masculine to show up in my dreams. And it works. Now, when they show up, they may not say anything, but I want you to look at the surrounding areas. I want you to see, like, what you see in the background, where you guys are, what's the location, what does it look like, okay? The next card that came out is, I'm sorry I couldn't do right by you. The divine feminine will not entertain the divine masculine when they know the divine masculine is in a low vibration. Even though when the divine feminine, you're in that runner chaser like kind of thing, the divine feminine is willing to do whatever just so her divine masculine is, like, understanding that, like, you know what, I got you no matter what, I got you no matter what you do, I'm here. And that's really not the vibration to be on, because how can a person ever see, what they've had, what the connection was, if you're always there? So I really do believe that this separation concept is much needed. You understand what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, a person will never know what it's like to lose you if you always made it easy for them, right? Okay, so this is the message from divine masculine to divine feminine. I thought a lot about you lately. Duh. Your beauty still moves me. I should have been more honest with you about how I was feeling at the time. Yeah, because a lot of the divine masculines, oh my God, it's like pulling nails. Like, they cannot open up or show their emotion or be vulnerable, and again, like, that comes from past, like, traumas or childhood wounds. And it's like, you're the divine feminine, like, you're going to accept them and love them as they are. And they're not used to meeting anyone this time in this world, at this state that the world is in, where someone actually still has genuine love, where someone actually still genuinely care, regardless of what a person does, regardless of what their addictions are, regardless of what their fantasies are, because some of our divine masculine has some out the wall fantasies. And you, as divine feminine, you didn't mind entertaining that, because you're open, like, you're free, like, you're my human, I'm your human. And so with that, it's like, your divine masculine has never met anyone on your heart level, right? And on your emotional level, because it's a big difference when it comes to just a regular, like, relationship and being with somebody, and then you have somebody that just loves you unconditionally regardless. The next card that came out, you inspire me. Yeah, you, divine feminine, just inspired the divine masculine to start to change, to see where he goes wrong, to see, or he or she, it could be interchangeable, to see things in a new light, to start to look up these terms, to start to not be afraid of the spiritual aspect of things. And he knows that, or she knows that. Something is still missing for me, and I'm trying to figure out what that is. So the thing that I feel is missing for the divine masculine is the fact that you have to be true to yourself. You have to look in that mirror and say, I own my accountability. These are the things that I've done, and this is what I need to correct. Once you see what's missing, it'll be able for the divine masculine to easily, understand this connection. And you also have to tell yourself, what would I tell my 9-year-old self today? Because some of these triggers have hit, from the age of 9 and up, where you can really feel emotions, where you can really start to understand things. And 9 may be something specific to one of you viewers that are watching, or one of my subscribers that are watching. So at the end of the day, like, this union is divinely protected, and don't you guys forget that. Divine feminine, stand in your power. If you need to walk away for a few just to get your groove on, just to, live your best life, then you do that, because at the end of the day, you can't stay stuck in this situation. You have to know that your love for yourself is needed as well, because you are important, right? You matter too. Okay, so we're going to go dive into the Lightworkers Oracle, which is my favorite because I'm a Lightworker as well. Okay, so for the first card that came out, I'm telling you, it's like, you really will probably think like all of us tarot readers, spiritualists are like calling each other up and be like, which card are you pulling? Which card are you pulling? But you'll see this in the twin flame journey amongst like a lot of the videos. And it's Dark Night of the Soul. Dark Night of the Soul. So with this spread, I had asked Divine that if I could get cards that is for both of Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine, and what you guys what you guys need to do in regards to this journey. So the first card is Dark Night of the Soul. That's number 16. Let me get it for you. Hold on. Alright, there we go. So this is Dark Night of the Soul, number 16. Here we go. So it says, you are ready for a more real and radiant relationship with the divine. Your preconceived ideas, let me see, so little. Okay, let me start over. You are ready for a more real and radiant relationship with the divine. Your preconceived ideas and safe limiting beliefs may be sacrificed in order for this to happen. Okay? To the divine, these are only the clothing of your spirit. There are impediments to the absolute intimacy the divine seeks with you. You might feel vulnerable or uncertain as the divine goes about stripping away these barriers. This is when you enter the dark night of the soul. You understand there is nothing to rely upon but the divine, and you will find it difficult to trust at times. This night will end, however, and the sweetness of the divine dawning in your heart shall render all worthwhile. But for now, you are meant to feel exactly as you feel. You are not doing something wrong. You are moving closer to the divine. Okay? The next card that came out, number 2, Second Ray of Wisdom. So, let me get that for you. There we go. The second ray of wisdom is a conscious of loving wisdom, straight from the heart of the universe. It amplifies the magnetic power of attraction, empowering you to pull into your life all that is needed for your life's work. It brings the opportunity to heal, restore, and understand through the power of love and the light of ancient wisdom. The spiritual master known as the Buddha is with you now to help you fully receive and integrate the blessing of this ray of light from the universe. Okay? The next card that came out is 18, Ascension, the Rainbow Bridge. Never pulled that one before. Nor have I pulled the second ray. Let me see. Okay, Ascension, the Rainbow Bridge. You have been growing spiritually, and your consciousness is expanding. It is transforming your experience of the material world from something you must control or conquer into a living expression of the radiant divine. As your appreciation and love for the material world becomes more unconditional, so too does the light that can flow into your aura, chakras, and physical body. As you physically expand, you may need more rest, healing, and meditation than usual to integrate the increasing degree of light and the unconsciousness it awakens within you. The next card, number 26, Key of Light. Make sure you guys write this stuff down because it's giving you clues to what you have to do. Key of Light. Archangel Michael loves you unconditionally and serves your soul journey. He brings you a spiritual gift now, the Key of Light. This key allows you to open any door, clear away any obstruction, and free yourself from any prison or enslavement. Physical, emotional, or psychological. There is no need for you to feel trapped or locked out of a situation you want to get into. You now hold within your hands a divine key that will assist in many ways. So, like I've said, and I've always said it, your cards are your cards, and it's explaining your story to the T. The next topic I want to go into is the Romance Oracle. So let's start with that. So for the first card that came out, you got Soulmate. Soulmate came through the spread twice. So it says, yes, this is your soulmate. So whoever you're asking about, yes, this is your person. Attraction. So it says, you attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. So, like, don't get so caught up into the connection. Like, enjoy the moment. Like, enjoy what you feel in your heart. Live, love, laugh, and just be free. And you'll see how the universe starts to just move things around from what you're actually manifesting, from what you're, like, seeing yourself becoming, okay? The next card that came out, Engagement. So with this connection, like, there's going to be some unions, some engagements. It says your love life is ascending to a higher level of commitment. How many times have we heard ascendment or ascending in this, video from the information that I'm giving you? So pay attention to what's happening into, like, your reading, okay? The next card that came out, Release Your Ex. And it says, the time has come to clear your energy. And, like, at the end of the day, you may have already cut ties with your ex, or you guys aren't together anymore. But, energetically, like, if you're still giving that person energy, like, if you still have so much, like, emotion in your heart for your ex, you cannot really connect with your, twin flame soulmate the way you need to. And the reason why I'm saying that is because both terms came out into the spread. You have twin flame here, you have soulmate here, you have soulmate in the oracle, romance oracle. So at the end of the day, you have to release your ex. You have to, allow yourself to be able to know that you deserve better. And like I said, with Release Your Ex, with this being a twin flame journey, it could possibly be tied to a karmic person, a karmic situation, like maybe an ex, girlfriend, boyfriend, or, the mother of your child, or father of your child, like things like that. Like, you have to learn to forgive. This forgiveness card came out. You're not forgiving them for them. You're forgiving them for yourself. And once you not only forgive yourself, but apologize to yourself for allowing yourself to go through what you went through when you know you didn't have to. But again, we all were lost. You know what I mean? It's not, this isn't a connection that, like, you're prepared for, that you're ready for. This blows your mind. So I understand when I say, like, I had to forgive myself, when I say I had to apologize to me. Because at the end of the day, like, we all have free will. We all have, ways of looking at things. And, love can make you, like, be blind. But at the end of the day, like, this isn't just a love connection. This is deeper than that. And so, if you guys have any questions about the video, shoot me a message in the comment section. I also have my email in the description box. I also have information about my readings. If you guys like this reading and want a little bit more information in regards to your situation, shoot me an email. I have fast returns. And I will be doing some specials coming up, so keep watch for that. And my readings are inexpensive, but they will blow your mind. Like I said, from quoted by Miss Pina, who I delivered her reading a couple of days ago, she was shocked. She was like, I did not know that you didn't need birthdays, that you didn't need names, and no, when you have the gift, you have the gift. I don't need to know your person's birth date. I don't need to know your person's name. I don't even need to know the situation. Just tell me you need a reading, whether you want a twin flame reading, whether you want a love reading, whether you want a career reading, and I'll take it from there. And the last thing I want to say is just whatever you do, be genuine in your heart. Like, move from that heart energy. Think of your twin flame as, whether or not we are together, we are together in spirit. Like, we are together in past lives, in future lives, in this life. And you got to be positive about it and continue to go out. It's okay to date. It's okay to have fun. But also be genuine in your heart. Like, be upfront with what you want. Be upfront with your expectations. And be, who you were meant to be, who you were called to be. Why are you trying to hide your light? Let your light up the world. And you shouldn't give a damn, excuse my French, of who tries to dim it, because it's going to get brighter, brighter, and brighter. Because, especially if you're watching this video, you're divinely protected. And with that being said, I wish you guys a great weekend, and love, healing, abundance, especially within the twin flame journey, in your own personal situations. Just all about positivity, love, and light. And I will talk to you guys soon. Talk to you later.